Hello everyone, I am Assistant Professor Rushali Ahir, and today we are going to start with our second semester of Fermentation Technology Part 2nd. In our today's lecture, we are going to study or see the syllabus introduction which is included in your semester 2nd. So, in this fermentation technology part 2nd, we are going to study the two important chapters which are completely based on the production of the desired product at the industrial levels. In this syllabus, we will see that in our first chapter is your introduction to solid state fermentation and submerged fermentation. Now, solid state fermentation, or it is also known as SSF, it has been defined as the fermentation process occurring in the absence of free water utilizing the solid substrates. Now here previously you might have used different types of agars or the solid medium. By using these different types of solids, we can perform the process of fermentation by different types of microorganisms. And the second important part is your submerged fermentation. Now the name itself indicates that this technique of cultivation of microorganism is in the liquid broth. Now in liquid broth, the microorganisms are grown, and these microorganisms break down the nutrients to release our desired product or the desired bioactive compound in the solution. So our ultimate aim of fermentation process is to produce our desired product or to convert the organic compounds in the simpler form. So what are the differences or what are the advantages and disadvantages of both the types of fermentation, which is solid state fermentation and submerged fermentation? We will study in detail in our further lectures. Then your second chapter of fermentation technology part 2nd includes large scale production. Now you all might be knowing that the main aim to run a fermentation process is to produce different types of products. So what are the different types of products produced in the fermentation or at the industrial levels, and how does the process of production runs, that we are going to study in detail in this chapter, in which the first point is your primary metabolites. Now what are primary metabolites? A primary metabolite is a kind of metabolite that is directly involved in the normal growth or development of any organism. And these different types of primary metabolites like vitamins, amino acids or organic acids are produced at the industrial levels by using different types of microorganisms with the help of fermentation process. So in it, your first point is vitamins. Vitamins are nothing but organic molecules which are very essential micronutrients that an organism needs in the small quantities for the proper functioning and the metabolism. Now how does in this topic we are going to study the production of two types of vitamins. One is your vitamin B12 and second one is riboflavin. Now what are the structures, what are the functions, and how does these vitamins are produced at industrial level, that we will study in details in our further lectures. The second point is your amino acids. Now You all might be knowing that the amino acids are the organic compounds that contains three important types of groups. One is your amino group, second one is your carboxylic functional group, along with the side chain, which is also known as R group. Now this R group, it is specific to the specific type of amino acids, and these different types, there are 21 different types of amino acid, but in your syllabus, glutamic acid and lysine, these two amino acid production we are going to study in detail. The third important point is your organic acids. Now citric acid, vinegar, lactic acid, these are the different types of acid which we are going to study in your syllabus, and the organic acids are nothing but organic compound with the acidic properties. So in your primary metabolite, so we are going to study these 3 points. Then we are also going to study the production of secondary metabolites. Now secondary metabolites are not directly involved in your normal growth and development, but these secondary metabolites can be produced by the different types of bacteria, fungi or plants, and these are also known as specialized metabolites. In these, we are going to study the production of different types of ethanols and alcoholic beverages, and also we are going to study the production of different types of antibiotics like penicillin and streptomycin. Then the third important point is the production of enzymes. Now enzymes are nothing but biocatalysts which enhance the rate of reaction, and these enzymes can be produced by the various metabolic processes carried out by different types of microorganisms. Now here we are going to study the production of amylase, esterase and protease enzymes. Then the next and the fourth point is your microbial transformation of steroids. Now the Greek word steros means solids, and these steroids are the organic compounds derived from alcohols which are widely distributed in the animals and the plant kingdoms. So these steroids, when transformed by using different types of microorganisms, or this process is also known as microbial transformation of steroids, it is essential chemical tool used for the preparation of many intermediate products and in the generation of new drugs. Also the microbial transformation of steroids is carried out. Now how does steroids are generated? How does steroids are transformed for the production of various types of drugs, or to carry out various different types of reactions like oxidation, reduction, isomerization, etc. That we'll study in detail. Then next point is your biomass based products. Now biomass based products means here the large scale production of the microorganisms is carried out. Now here the production of yeast. Now there are two different types of yeast. One is your baker's yeast, which is generally used for the production of different types of bakery products, and the second one is your distiller's yeast. Now where does these different types of yeast are used and how does the production of these yeast is carried out by using fermentation process, that we are going to study in this point. And next one is your mushroom production. Now there are different types of mushrooms available in the market. These mushrooms can be produced at the large scale or at the industrial level by using different types of techniques. And what are their advantages, that too we will study in this point. Next point is your milk products. Now various types of milk products are produced even at our homes, at the industrial levels, and they are also available easily in the markets. But few products have very important market values like cheese and yogurts. By using fermentation process or by using different types of microorganism, how does the production of cheese and yogurts is carried out in the less time at the faster rate, that we are going to see. Then we are also going to study the production of different types of vaccines like polio, tetanus and rabies vaccine. And the last and the most important point is the production of immune sera. Now this concept of immune sera is quite new for you. Immune sera is nothing but serum that contains antibodies. Now in short we will see what is immune sera. Now it is obtained from an animal that has been immunized either by antigen or infection with the microorganisms containing the antigens, and later on that animal produces different types of antibodies, and these antibodies are mixed in his blood. They are separated, and further how does this immune sera is prepared, that we will study in the details in our further lectures. Now these all points are included in the fermentation technology part 2, and all these points we are going to study in detail in our further lectures. Now here are few references which will help you to collect your notes for the given points. Thank you all of you.